on the show.
The KCSN Live postgame show from the King. Join BJ Kissel, Ken Swanson, and Marlia Campbell for the top moments, the updates you need to know, and the best analysis you can find from the entire KC Sports Network crew. Entertain, educate, inform. KCSN. Hit that subscribe button.
All right, it's 21-10. The Kansas City Chiefs are leading the Cincinnati Bengals, and I am BJ Kissel. This is Ken Swanson. We are coming to you live from the Blue Diamond Saloon in Las Vegas, Nevada, and we've got our friends who are going to be joining us here in a little bit to help break this one down. What we've seen in the first half. Ken Swanson, what have you seen so far?
I mean, this has been a great start for the Kansas City Chiefs. Obviously, it was kind of dampened by that last, kind of situational football there at the goal line. That's a big swing for the Bengals, but 3 for 3 to start the game with touchdowns. It's kind of funny. They had 3 possessions in that final second half against the Bengals. They went 0 for 3 on touchdowns, only scored 3 points. The response here has been outstanding. Championship swagger this week for the Chiefs.
We're looking at these numbers. Patrick Mahomes, 18 of 21 for 220 yards and 3 touchdowns in the first half. If we needed a reminder, we do this every time we do a show. It seems like people are trying so hard to have Patrick not be the guy when they just need to accept the fact that he is that dude. He is going to be that dude for a very long time.
They're desperate. The narratives are desperate. People are trying so hard to drum up. But here's the truth. It's Patrick LaVon Mahomes, big gap, argue with your cat about who else. I don't care. But there's a big gap between Mahomes and anybody else. Joe Burrow's trying. Josh Allen tried last week. Their best isn't good enough.
As we said, we are at the Blue Diamond Saloon here in Las Vegas, Nevada. We're out here with KC Sports Network for the East-West Shrine Bowl, getting some NFL draft content for you. Otherwise, we would be at the Kingdom Bar and Grill, where we will normally be for all of the other games. And if you have not had a chance, go on social media, check out the Kingdom Bar and Grill. It is the place. If you're not going to be at Arrowhead, you want to be with your friends, go to the Kingdom Bar and Grill out there in Overland Park. Check out the pictures. Looks like it's a good time. I cannot wait. And at this rate, we are going to throw the baddest ass Super Bowl party, and I cannot wait. We'll have 2 weeks to plan that. We'll have all that information for you. But let's talk a little bit more about what we've seen in the first half, because from a Chiefs defensive perspective, we are getting through. Everything is difficult for what they're talking about. Craig Stout's going to join us in here in just a couple of minutes to talk about the defense, but real quick, just what has stood out to you? Because for me, everything has just been difficult.
Yeah, I tweeted
what we're making the Bengals do.
Yeah, it was like pulling teeth for the Bengals, and the Bengals were in a perpetual state of 3rd and 5. I mean, the Chiefs were doing a really good job on early downs. I mean, they're forcing those, situationals. The run game, I think the run defense was largely really good. A couple, a big run by Joe Mixon, but outside of that, I mean, the Chiefs were keeping the Bengals off schedule, putting them in a lot of those 3rd and 5 situations. Like, am I wrong, Craig Stout?
No, you're absolutely right.
Oh, hi.
Mr. Craig Stout.
Oh, hi, guys.
Joining us now.
Yeah.
So, defense, we just got done talking about Patrick Mahomes, talking about the fact that everything seemed like, even when the Bengals made a play or a 3rd down conversion, there was pressure.
Yeah.
Joe Burrow was moving his feet, and it was a contested catch. Yeah. What has stood out to you about what Steve Spagnuolo has done in this matchup compared to what we saw just a few weeks ago?
I mean, obviously they highlighted, Daniel Sorensen kind of keeping that deep bracket on Jamar Chase. They've gone away from trying to run Jamar Chase on some of this vertical stuff, trying to get the ball in his hands and jet motions and things like that. That makes it easier on the Chiefs defense to defend a guy that dynamic. But yeah, everything is uncomfortable. Everything is difficult. Even these 3rd down conversions are high throws and things like that are just constantly contested. It's a little bit different. Outside of that screenplay, it's really been good for the Kansas City Chiefs defense on the entire day. It's been pretty good.
Yeah, I mean, you talk about the screen game. At one single screen pass, the Chiefs had done a really good job sniffing some of those out earlier.
4 or 5 that they were blowing up there in the first half. So, I mean, yeah, you like what they've done so far against those things. Just a rough missed tackle by Charvarius Ward.
The struggles to generate offense have been really fun.
Oh,
I mean,
yes.
and like the early down work that they've had, I think to largely has been very good. I don't think they've brought Joe Burrow down for a sack yet at this point.
He's getting the ball out quick.
They've
the
brought
ball's coming out fast.
A lot of pressure, so far for sure. But they've not necessarily got home. And Joe Burrow's scared to death.
Right.
He is scared to death.
Absolutely. Yeah,
So-
he's not about this moment right now. And they're getting home with Chris Jones, Jaron Reed, Frank Clark, Melvin Ingram, Mike Dana. All these guys are putting pressure on Joe Burrow. The defensive line is playing really well right now.
I won't go as far to say players scared, because if there's anything we know about Joe Burrow, he's not wired that way.
Right.
But I will say he is not comfortable with what he is seeing and what he prepared for. This is not that.
Yeah.
And we talked about this, Craig. You and I and Tucker sat the other day. Tucker's in the corner. Sat the other day in the hotel room outside the trenches, the bonus episode, and talked about the fact that these are the situations in which Steve Spagnuolo has those things up his sleeve where you see that Jekyll and Hyde. But when it matters, when we have situations like this, every once in a while, he's going to remind you he's going to be able to trick a young quarterback and make him have the faces that we're seeing from Joe Burrow right now.
Right. And once again, if Charvarius Ward, who has played a great first half outside of that tackle, I want to make that abundantly clear. He has really played well so far this first half. If he makes that tackle, nobody's talking about Spags going into the half right now. Nobody's talking about what he's doing other than praise. So a good game plan so far. We'll see what happens in the second half.
One of the things that's interesting to me, really, Jamar Chase hasn't been too much of a factor this point. And, they've taken some shots. Like, that was one of the Charvarius Ward plays that you kind of want to talk about, is that play. That was a fantastic play in the end zone.
Oh, yeah.
But, I mean, they really, he hasn't been much of a factor to this point. And I think that's been very fascinating. And maybe a little bit scary that he's not, that he hasn't really done much to this point. I think you hope that continues for another 30 minutes of football. Right. Jamar Chase, I mean, he really hasn't been a factor, Matty.
It's been great. The Bengals have just been sending him in jet motion all game, just wasting everything he can do. They're making it easy on the Chiefs. I mean, Charvarius Ward, Rashad Fenton, nobody has to chase him because they're just sitting behind the scrim. Maybe he catches a little swing pass late. This has been perfect for the Chiefs on defense.
The thing I'm worried about a little bit is if the Bengals start just trying to play with Jimmys and Joes, which is, a little bit of what they've been doing. I think it's how aggressive are they just trying to take some shots outside of Jamar Chase? They know the formula. They know how this works. I think they were they down 11 the last time that these two teams played at halftime?
I believe so.
I think they were down 11 the last time that these two teams played at halftime.
Big difference. They got the ball out of half.
That's a good
Chiefs
point,
come
though.
back with the ball right now. So, I mean, that's a huge deal. Chiefs should have put points on the board again at the end of half, but the Bengals got the ball coming out of half last time, so it was a little bigger to get the stop. Chiefs get it this time. I mean, anything we've seen, is there any doubt that the Chiefs are going to score again?
No, if they would have had another 5 or 6 seconds on the clock, they're scoring that game.
Literally, the only thing that has slowed this team down is time.
Yeah.
The time has played better defense than the Bengals have to this point.
I don't even know if the Bengals are playing defense.
It doesn't look like it.
I mean, it's been great for the Chiefs. The offense has been perfect. The Bengals are sitting in this soft, too-high shell. The Chiefs are coming out. They're running power. They're running zone insert. They're running the ball down their throat versus all this soft coverage. And then, you want to maybe cheat up a little bit because you're tired of giving Jerick McKinnon 9 yards a carry? Deep pass, deep pass, deep pass. It's been perfect for the Chiefs. This game's a mismatch. Don't let the score tell you otherwise. You're 1 out of 5 screenplays being successful, making this game even look remotely close.
I mean, let's talk a little bit. Let's give the offensive line some flowers here.
Absolutely.
They are dominating up front right now. Get that clean.
What are they doing, kid?
They're bopping them.
Bopping them.
Bopping
All
'em.
right. Yeah, no, offensive line is doing work. Trey Smith on the touchdown collecting pancakes. Orlando Brown is burying people. Look, they're moving bodies up front. Chiefs run game is really, really doing well. It bodes well. They're going to control the second half if they can do it again.
I loved Orlando Brown Jr. frog splash. It was a pancake, but then he frog splashes on Trey Hendrickson because it comes after a play where Trey Hendrickson gets pressure, forces Patrick Mahomes' first incompletion. He comes back, he catches Trey Hendrickson's jersey, yanks him down the trap, and then he just goes hands out, belly straight down on his back. Beautiful football from Orlando Brown Jr. so far.
I think this first drive out of the game is going to tell us a lot about how things are going because, I think, again, we saw the Chiefs. They sat there with the same kind of situation the last time around, and they scored 3 points in 3 possessions in the second half against Cincy at home. I know what you're saying about this, but I think if they go out there, they set the tone here, they go get that big touchdown, 18 points, An 18-point lead is really important. It's not 2 touchdowns and a field goal. You got to start going for 2. You got to be starting to think about that. You got to start being aggressive with that. So I think this drive is huge for this football team.
Indy ain't playing today, though. They came out. They came out 49 seconds.
Yes.
They go empty.
Yes.
They're not even playing around with runs. There's a drop by McCole Hardman there on that first play. He still doesn't come out and run and throws deep. He's not playing.
In those situations, that's only, and we all talk to ourselves, that's normally one of those situations. You're trying to get that drive starter. You don't get the drive starter. Okay, well, all right, let's see here. What should we do here? Should we try to manage the rest of these 49 seconds?
Right.
Andy didn't. He went out firing, and that's to your point. This is one of those Andy ain't playing games.
No.
But it's got, I mean, I think they're going to try to turn around and run the football here to start the second half. And I think that's one of the things that they're going to try to do. I do think that's. I think so. I think they're going to just try to set the tone again.
They should.
And reestablish that tone.
Yeah, since he comes out playing soft again, there's no reason they shouldn't. I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't. I just don't think they're going to try to – I don't think they're sitting on a lead right now. That's what I want to say.
Yeah, no, the aggression is there. The aggression is there. The offense is firing on all cylinders. Yeah, like you said, time was the only thing that stopped that last drive.
Yeah, and I think, if I hope he does. I hope. I'm nervous. I'm going to be nervous until I'm proven to. This is
Chiefs fan right here.
Yeah,
lifelong
the epitome of a Chiefs fan.
Yeah,
right
it's just like this is what I'm just a little bit worried about. Especially if the Bengals can come out and stop the run. If the Chiefs really do want to try to set the tone with the run game, first and second downs, turn around, hand the football off, which this team has shown a propensity to do in some of these situations. Up 11 points, they don't get them. What happens? Okay, we get in the 3rd and long. Okay.
But you got Patrick Mahomes over there.
I know.
He's playing insane football right now.
It's bonkers.
Listen, we have normalized Patrick Mahomes. This is ridiculous what he
It's
is doing
stupid.
right now. It really is. He's so efficient.
But even more than that, right now, the Chiefs are getting Travis Kelce or Tyreek Hill one-on-one with whoever they want, whenever they want, however they want. Like, this team is clicking offensively right now. The defense has been just as good besides literally one play. So this team's going. Like, this score does not do justice to what this game has been so far. It's been so easy for the Chiefs outside of that final 2 plays. Like, no.
But here's the thing. Last time this game was fake close against these 2 teams, this is the exact same thing. And I'm not trying to revert back to everything. I'm not trying to circle everything back to that because I do think that this team is going to respond differently to what happened the last time that these 2 teams played. But that game was kind of fake close too. Chiefs kind of let them back in a little bit. These last, the last 2 minutes of this football game weren't great for the Chiefs. I mean, they gave up that explosive play, that touchdown on the screen pass. The botched situation here at the end. I don't know, man. That was such a we haven't really talked about it too much. That was just a weird and goal situation with 5 seconds left. You got to throw it in the end zone.
I think the thought process was that
Tyreek
Hill
pass
could.
Option too.
I think they thought he could win the pylon, and I think he could have. I think he went inside. He didn't need to. I think he wins to the pylon. But more than that, I think Pat's been great this game. He put the ball too far behind. Yeah. He didn't throw him forward like he did McCole. If that ball's in front of Tyreek Hill, he catches it moving forward. Touchdown. Easy 6.
Yeah.
All right. So, what are your thoughts on the second half? What's the start?
Listen to the crowd here. Listen to this crowd.
Oh my gosh.
Go!
This is crazy.
Let's go.
This has been fun. It's been a little fun. It's been cool to have everybody here and being out here in Vegas and watching this football game with some transplant fans, which is always a really cool thing. Start of the second half. Quick thoughts, real quick. What do you got, Maddie?
Chiefs are going down. They're scoring in 8 plays on this drive.
Yeah, pass rush is getting home in the second half. They're going to be in pass first. Bengals, we're trying to run there in the 2-minute warning. They're going to be pass first. Pass rush is getting home.
All right, get that.
Chiefs! We're getting
Chiefs!
There we go.
I'll just say this. I think you get the hat and T-shirts ready. I think you're 30 minutes away from another Super Bowl. Enjoy the moment. Enjoy Patrick Mahomes and what he's about to do to the Cincinnati Bengals. We will talk to you, the KCSN live post-game show, right after the game. We'll catch you later.